So I got this question the other day and I had to look into it because I've been wondering the same thing. Like the difference between when we talk about liposomal glutathione, the liposomal glutathione capsules versus the liposomal glutathione liquid. What I've found just in some research is that it's going to be okay. Like basically if you do the liquid versus the capsules, like there wasn't any definitive answer saying that one was better than the other. It was just, some of the sites were just like, you can just use it interchangeably. If you don't have the time, then obviously a glutathione liposomal capsule is going to work for you. But if you have like a teaspoon handy, and most of the liquid liposomal glutathione, so you have to keep them refrigerated, so you know, you have to like definitely have it in like a controlled space. But basically it was just like it's liposomal glutathione. The issue is just finding out if the liposomes are small. Like each brand, you know, they can control the size of the liposomes, so some are definitely going to help with absorption better than others. But honestly, this is something where you're gonna have to go to your doctor and like look at your like you'd have to test your blood levels of glutathione just to see, okay, on doing like a month or maybe 3 weeks of one brand of liposomal glutathione versus another brand of liposomal glutathione, to see, you know, where was it higher. Though you also have to keep in mind that might not work, because the longer we take liposomal, well, not liposomal, but any type of glutathione, even if it's acetyl, liposomal, whatever, it builds up in our blood. So that's why people say like, oh, around month 3 you're gonna start seeing changes, because it takes that long for it to build up in your cells, and then from there it continues to build. So yeah, honestly, I'm not sure. I think for some brands you just need to kind of experiment. If you feel like one brand you felt different, some of the side effects of glutathione I've noticed are the energy, just like it gives you so much energy when you get off of it. Like right now I am, and it sucks. I can't wait to get back on it, but you'll notice the change in energy. Another thing is, you know, with some of these, whether you're doing a capsule or the liquid, you might be able to see like a glow after taking it, but to be honest, I notice the biggest change when I'm taking it rectally in my glow. So I remember taking the liposomal glutathione, it was like the liquid one, and if I drank a lot of it, then I could see a change. But just like when I was doing like the acetyl pills, it wasn't like as noticeable right off the bat. But like with the rectal syringes, like I definitely can see it even like a couple hours after taking it. So I don't know, it just depends. Obviously, if you're doing the rectal method, you don't have to take, it doesn't have to be like liposomal glutathione. If you're doing rectal method, it could just be reduced glutathione. The only, I guess, why people love liposomal glutathione is because the capsule, the liposome, is what is making it able to survive your stomach acids, but also get into your blood. So the liposomes have to be small enough to be able to get through that barrier. But with reduced glutathione, we're taking the back way. We're going through the back door, and so you don't have to go through this entire digestive phase. You just get straight, especially if you're doing it in the correct way, about 2 inches into your rectum. There's this little area, and it absorbs basically whatever you put there. So if you look into taking vitamins rectally, or if you look into that little area where basically it just helps get things into your bloodstream, like you'll find like a lot of information on people taking drugs that way, because the drugs like get into their bloodstream like almost immediately. Like it hits really quick. Obviously we're using this for vitamins and supplements, but yeah, when you do that deep dive, that's what you're gonna find. Like people taking psychedelics in there, all types of things. I've even seen it where people did like an alcohol enema to get it into their bloodstream quicker, going up their bum. So that's why I like to do that, just because I can get large amounts of reduced glutathione for pretty cheap, cheaper than I could get large amounts of liposomal glutathione. On my Patreon, we're going to be revisiting making homemade liposomal glutathione. I did do it a few years ago, and I did it using a blender, like a high-powered blender. The issue with the high-powered blender, and this is why I don't like, I still got results. Like I did for a couple months, I still got results. So I'm not gonna say, oh, it didn't work. But the drawback is that the high-powered blender, it gets kind of warm, and so you have to understand, you have this mixture, because you're making liquid like liposomal glutathione, you have this mixture in the blender for like 7 minutes, and you know, the blender heats it up. And so if you're using the correct materials, then you can keep it cooler, the temperature will be controlled, and it's supposed to make it even more potent. But yeah, I did it myself. It was much cheaper than buying obviously liposomal glutathione. I did it making reduced glutathione, and basically it binds the glutathione in those liposomes. And yeah, I mean, it's something that you could do fairly cheap. It's definitely still going to be cheaper, even using the correct equipment. It's still going to be cheaper than buying liposomal glutathione. If you want to get like the professional equipment, it won't be more expensive than you doing the nebulizer. So yeah, so we're gonna be doing that on the Patreon. So if you guys want to go over there, that's also where we're going to be showing step by step making homemade kojic acid body washes, high strength vitamin C serums, and stuff like that. So we're doing fun stuff over there. And then of course daily posts and things about Skin Lightening. And then there's some vlogs and of course my face. But yeah, as far as liquid versus capsules, I haven't found anything to say that one is better than the other. Well, okay, there was one website that said the liquid was the best way to go, but also the website was also selling their own liposomal glutathione. So it's like, you have to take it with like a grain of salt, because also they're trying to sell you something. So of course they're gonna say liposomal, liquid liposomal glutathione is the best. Yeah, I think it's just something that you're gonna have to try yourself and see how you feel. And obviously if you're pretty in tune with your body, you'll know when you change the brands of anything that you're taking, like any supplement, like which one was stronger, which one worked better for you. I've noticed this with some of my other supplements that I take. I'll switch brands and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm taking the same dosage, but that brand was way better. There is some information about people still taking liposomal glutathione like in a nebulizer or doing it rectally. Honestly, I don't think you have to do all of that. Like, for me, one of the cheat codes to spending so much money for liposomal glutathione is that you don't have to do anything special with it. You don't have to sit around and do a breathing treatment with it, even though nebulizer treatments, they work, but you have to have like at least 30 minutes set aside to do that, and in small batches, because it can't take usually more than like a couple thousand milligrams at a time. So you're gonna have to do this multiple times per day. But yeah, so besides doing that, or getting your rectal syringe ready and then, you know, lubing it up, applying it, the plus about liposomal glutathione is that you just do it, and so it's like no fuss and it's easier. And so to me it's like, oh, you're paying for the convenience. And so to just take that liposomal glutathione and do a rectal syringe with it, or a nebulizer, like I've never done it, so maybe don't listen to me because I have zero experience, but to me it's just like, no, I don't want to do that. I want to take this because it's easy and I just want to take it by mouth, and then I want to go and be on my way. But let me know if you guys have taken a liposomal glutathione rectally, or if you've done it in the nebulizer. Do you feel like you got better results doing it that way with liposomal glutathione than if you would have just taken that liposomal glutathione orally? Let us know, because like I said, I haven't done it myself. To me, it's like if I'm paying for liposomal glutathione or acetylglutathione, I'm gonna take it orally, and then I'm gonna get on with my day, because sometimes it's just nice to have things that are just like fast and quick and you don't have to think about it or prep anything.